how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well. This is going to be a general read for both Scorpio and Sagittarius for July 2024. This is going to be a bones and charms reading for each sign, and each sign will be done separately, and I will be providing timestamps after the live is done for some people who just want Scorpio or who just want Sagittarius. All right, so we're going to do a little sound bell here and get started, but everyone is welcome regardless of where you may have Scorpio or Sagittarius in your chart. All right, so we're going to do this quick sound bell. It's a great way to take a couple of deep breaths if you feel guided, or just to listen, and it's a great way to clear energy from the previous reading. All right, so we're going to start off here with Scorpio for July 2024. All right. Scorpio. Let's see what we have coming up for you for July. All right, I do want to check the sound real quickly here, make sure we're good. I usually do that first, but that's okay. Okay, so sound looks good or sounds good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here, Scorpio. I'm going to be shuffling the bones and charms, and when I do that and shake them in the bowl, maybe a little bit loud, but it's not going to last forever, so just be patient here with me, guys. And thank you much, and thank you so much. Thank you much, and thank you so much is what I said. Was what I was trying to say, for your views, for your shares, your likes, and all the things on all the different social medias. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here for Scorpio and find out for their highest good what is coming up for them. So spirits guide my hands, spirits guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio to Scorpion to July 2024. Spirits guide my hands, spirits guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio to Scorpion for July 2024 for the highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Scorpio for the Scorpion for July 2024. Spirits guide my hands, spirits guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio with Scorpion for July 2024. July 2024. Spirits guide my hands, spirits guide my hands, spirits guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio to Scorpion for July 2024. What does Scorpio need to see? What does Scorpio need to know for their highest good? Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio to Scorpion for July 2024 for their highest good. Their highest good. What they need to see, to know. All right, let's see what we have here for you, Scorpio. I'm going to flip over a couple of the charms that I can do without messing up the other ones. Sometimes when they're too close together, it's kind of hard to do that. So I'll just flip over the ones that I can, and then I'll be taking the camera down and close up so you can see all the bones and charms more in detail. Okay. And I will be taking a picture as well that I upload after the live is done for more people, for some people that want to see things more clearly. You can do that while you're watching the reading, if you're watching it later, or just to have in general. So let's go ahead and take this picture here, and then we will get started. So some of them have fallen outside the mat. So I'm taking just kind of like a wider shot so we get everything. So when that happens, it can be energy from the past, but they're still in their different quadrants here. So we have one for relationships and love, all types of love. We have work and money. We have body and mental health, and then we have spiritual unconscious section as well. All right. So I'm also going to do just a little bit of Palo Santo here for a second, to make sure that I clear myself from the previous reading and connect with my guides to give you guys messages as clearly as possible. Okay. All right, so we'll just put that over here for the time being. All right, let me get the camera, guys. Hold on. Okay. So let's see here, Scorpio. I'm sorry. Yes, it is Scorpio. Okay. I was like, wait, is that right? Because we just did Libra, but yes, I am correct. It is Scorpio. Okay, so if we kind of pull back, we can see again some of the bones and charms that have fallen outside. Okay. This one is right here. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to kind of hover my hands over and see where Spirit wants me to start the reading, because it's different for each reading. So just be patient with me for one moment here. Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Scorpio reading? Okay, so they want it like right here. And that's kind of where I was feeling the energy the most when I was shaking your bones and charms. So that's what we will do. I did find my pen, so I like to use that to point to stuff too. All right. So Scorpio, they want us to start in the relationships and love quadrant here, okay? And where I was kind of hovering my hand, it just happened to be where one of the skulls is in your reading. So we have the other skulls all the way out here, all right? But sometimes that's where you can tell where someone's mind is at, or where your mind, literally your head is at, okay? But I didn't even know that that was under there. I just felt that the energy was there, okay? So yeah, let's see what we have going on. For the most part though, before we go into that one, you have a lot of your bones and charms are like spread throughout all the different quadrants, okay? I do see here in the center though, as well, as you have the money bags and you have a little bit of the rope here, okay? So there could be a theme throughout the month in all these different areas of your life with something to do with money, finances, or being valued, or our values, and something to do with time and seasons change and the wheel turning, okay? So that's something to just keep in mind here. Now, as we go closer to the head, where we're going to start here, Scorpio, we can see also that the huge green lucky rabbit's foot is going between two quadrants here. So it's in your body and mental health, and it's also in your relationships and love, okay? So that's really beautiful, right? We see a lot of good luck throughout the month of July here, Scorpio, for you in the relationships and love quadrant, all right? And that's definitely something that you've been thinking a lot about, or someone has, multiple people, general environment situation, okay? But with all this good luck blessing that, that's really nice to see. Now, when I lift it up a little bit, I do see on this other side here, and hopefully the camera will focus again in a second, but we have the lizard here, okay? Both a little bit in both quadrants, but the lizard represents healing, okay? So there could be a lot of healing going on during this month here for you, Scorpio, in terms of relationships, all relationships, romantic, platonic, with friends and family, and even self-love, okay? I also see a lot of stuff going on up over here where someone's mind may be at throughout the month. And here we can see the bicycle, we have the safety pin, We have the bow and arrow, the Sagittarius symbol, and we have the fish. So there could be a lot of emphasis here throughout the month about some type of travel, physical travel, or modes of transportation, something to do with safety here, and something about bringing in more prosperity in terms of our goals, dreams, and aspirations for how we relate to ourselves and others in all of our relationships, okay? And how we can be good to others and how that ends up bringing more good to us as well throughout our relationships, okay? Now, over this way, at the top of the lucky rabbit's foot, I do see that cup is underneath here. We've got the bat is on top of the cup. Okay, I'll move it in a second, but I don't want to move it because then they'll all fall. All right, and then we have the symbol for Saturn, and we've got the chair. So there could be something going on here, Scorpio, in terms of relationships and our emotions and how that affects our vibrations within our home. Okay. There could be a need to have a more sterner, more organized, stricter energy within the home and within these emotions and the vibrations within the home. Okay. Um, I also see over here that there could be some kind of details with the strawberry here that really needs to be emphasized here as well within our relationships. Okay, it's not touching anything, but it's really close to the good luck, so it makes me feel like the more you focus on some finer details or the fine print, as they say, that could bring you even more good luck. Okay. Now, I do see also you have the Norse symbol here for protection. So it's like a lot of protection throughout the month, blessing all of your relationships here. So that's really beautiful. I do see that there could be some type of teacher or mentor, spiritual guru or guide that is either helping you bring in more protection, or you could also be doing that for someone else here. I see a lot of cleansing energy with the fork laying on top of the leaf. Okay, it's going a little bit into body and mental health, but it's mainly in relationships section. So it's like, what are we feeding ourselves in terms of our relationships, how we relate to ourselves and others, and how can we cleanse that energy if there's stuff that's no longer useful. It could be a reference to something to do in the fall season of this year, of last year, or even next year, but it doesn't have to be. Now when we go out here to where the star fell, okay, it's kind of like hard to see because it's half in between my stuff here on my different cloths. But the star is our north star. So it could be that when stuff falls in the quadrant, but it's further out. All right, we'll talk about those in a second. It's energy from the past, whatever the past is for you. So it could be that there's like something that started here in the past, Scorpio, that has something to do with following your North Star in terms of your relationship with yourselves and others, and maybe how to bring more abundance, whatever it is you want to manifest in your life here with the nutmeg and the human teeth bone. So, really marinating and chewing over and digesting those things in the past here is kind of leading to what's going on here in the present. I do see that there could have, and there can still be in the present, some type of questions within a relationship or multiple relationships, right? Or relationship with ourselves. We're really digging for the answers and trying to find some kind of truth here. I see that if there was, or still is, a little bit of challenges energy with the mountain charm here, that possibly the way to work through these challenges, Scorpio, excuse me, is to either embrace our inner child or actually work with children in the 3D physical world, real children, whether they're our own children or other people's children. If it's not an actual child or not necessarily your inner child, it could also be just to embody some type of childlike energy, because there's a knowledge here that either children or this childlike energy or inner childlike energy that can bring. Hey, no fighting. Sorry, I hear my cat's going crazy, guys. Nefertiti. Whoever else, Diva, Pinky, cut it out. Sorry, guys. That's too many animals. So here, there's a need to go slow with whatever this information is, okay? With the turtle here as well. But I do feel like this is going to be in a really important area in your life to like focus on throughout the month, okay? Because the majority of your bones and charms have fallen in the relationships and love and the body and mental health. You still have charms in other sections, but this is really where the majority of them fell this time, okay? I also see here, real quickly, a little bit before we go this way, because I want me to go that way next, is you have a tiny bit of this snake rib bone here, so really a need to maybe breathe more, again going down with that slow down energy of the turtle, and maybe even a small bit of clearing away of anything that maybe we wished for in the past with part of the turkey wishbone showing up here, but maybe it doesn't vibe with us what we want, what we wish for in terms of our relationships now, okay? All right. So going back over this way, we said how for your body and mental health section, you have part of the um, lucky rabbit's foot. So, right, so all this good luck energy, I'm just going to go ahead and move it over to the side. We talked about how there was a lot of healing energy with half of the lizard showing up in body and mental health, and that's great. Who doesn't want healing in those areas? Okay. I see a lot of striving for also something to do with our innate physical power here with the honeybee touching the alligator foot. So really striving for teamwork within our body, within our mind and our spirit, right? Teamwork within those top three, body, mind, spirit. Teamwork with also like trying to think the way teamwork possibly with our angels, with the angel coin here as well, our angels, spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, okay? Ancestor energy too, okay? Now there could also be this need for our individual power too, and how that helps us with our body and mental health as well. But I feel like the angels, spirit guides, ancestors are really blessing this area this month. You also have the yes coin here, really big. So if there was something you were wishing for within your body and mental health, this could be a big yes. It's laying on top of also the feather. So yes, keep clearing. Yes, keep working through this physical and mental transformations that may be happening here for you as well. I feel like there could be a deep healing here going on too, because we have the seahorse here. If I just lightly kind of flip it over, there you go. Seahorse is my symbol for family, so it could have something to do with healing within a family or something about a family, parents, or being a parent, and how that can also affect our body and mental health. This is something that you or someone else or your general environment situation has been chewing over and thinking a lot about with the human teeth bone here, really longing for with the mermaid, longing to get rid of any stagnant energy within the body and the mind that was here before, and really waiting for that rope, the wheel, to turn again for time to like move things on, okay, and have better mental and physical health. I feel that you or someone else or the general environment here, Scorpio, could also be figuring out how to bring more freedom, and how freedom fits in within your body and mental health, and how that's a big piece of the puzzle about how you manifest in your life, right? So if our body doesn't feel good or our mind is overwhelmed, right, it's going to affect other things, of course. So I also see here with the I'm sorry, not the honeybee, the hummingbird, going half in the body and mental quadrant and half in the next one. There could also be an emphasis, just like the bee over here, for trusting what we're naturally good at. So trusting what our body feels naturally good with, or our mental health feels naturally good with. And that's different for everyone, right? Since this is a general reading, but really kind of trusting those things and leaning into it and not caring what other people think. Because if it's good for your body or your mental health, someone else may judge it or not understand it. But if you know intuitively that that's good for you, then just keep doing that, okay? I also see the coffin here. I'm going to flip it over. It's kind of hard to see on the black cloth there. It's a little bit shiny. Hopefully it's showing up. So the coffin is one of my symbols. I have two different ones that talk about passed on loved ones, friends, family. It can also be angels, like we already talked about, ancestor energy, guardian angels, that possibly wants to help you with either heart chakra, because it's falling right where the heart is. On top of the mat, there's this little figure. You can't see it, but if you've seen me before, you know there's this little figure like meditating. It's part of the design. Like over here, we have a heart, right? And in this one, we have a person kind of meditating. So it could be your spiritual team here is wanting to help heal the heart chakra, is wanting to help heal any of the crown chakra or mental health or throat chakra too. All those kind of chakras that cover those areas here. There could be an actual friend here with the witch underneath the angel coin, or group of friends that's helping you with this, or if a friend of someone who's passed on, etc. Will be different for everybody. But there's this friendly energy here, and within it's like they could. Let me slow down. This friend or group of friends could also be like a conduit or a vessel or a person that's helping you communicate with your spiritual team too. Okay. I also see another charm here I need to flip. I think this is the wish charm. Yeah, it is. Okay. Here we go. So I also see here, Scorpio, there could be some type of wish that is connected to family or something about parents or being a parent, that somebody has really been striving for, or wanting these new ideas to come in with the lightning bolt. And this is something that perhaps you or someone else or multiple people, general environment situation, has been really thinking about for a long time with the seashell here. As we go out this way, Scorpio, both of your honeybees here are very close to each other. Okay, so again, talking about teamwork, but also individual power, how our individual power, when we pull it back, is felt. So, because this falls in the body and mental quadrant, it could be talking about sometimes we don't even know our own power within our body or our mental health. And there's a real emphasis here for happiness with the sun. So that goes more to the mental. But yeah, we want to be happy in our physical body too. But it feels like more mental stuff here. Okay. Now, if we look out here, I almost didn't even see it. We have the key here. Okay. And this, when it falls outside the mat, it's still in this section. I'm moving stuff by accident. It's okay. Just move it slightly over. It's still in this section, right within these dotted lines here, but it could be energy from the past, whatever the past is for you. So perhaps seeking for some answers, or some answers started to come in health wise about the body or mental health. And this possibly could have something to do with some type of letter, message, document that you gave to someone, or someone gave to you, or it came in general from your angels, spirit guides, or past on loved ones, etc. And this could have brought about this, striving for this happiness that's leading to our innate power, and then leading to this transformation, clearing this yes, clearing energy, the yes coin on top of the feather. So I feel that this could also be here, Scorpio, how to manifest our health, what we dream for within our health, and maybe even others, right? What we dream for other people's health that we're close to, that we care about. But it feels mainly more about you, but take it how it may resonate. Now I see over here with some of the charms that also have fallen off of the mat, but still in this section, we've got the symbol for balance, the yin and yang. We've got the frog, and we've got the crown. So striving for balance, maybe in the recent past or further back in the past, there was some type of leap of faith that happened here. What's a leap of faith? It's trusting in something that you don't know exactly how it's going to go down. This could have something to do with wanting to have more confidence with the crown here in the body and the mental health. If it's not confidence, it could be also like, how do I be a better leader and lead by example with my body and mental health to be a figure of authority, or an example to others. Okay. Um, Now, when we go this way here, Scorpio, we've got the corn symbol, we've got Pegasus, the winged horse, and then we have the elephant. So I feel that throughout the month of July, there could be a lot of memories happening here for you. Elephants always remember, right? Um, Memories about freedom. How do we feel more free in our mind and in our body? And how can we get like the right substance, okay, with the corn here, okay, for our body and for our mental health. So what we eat not only affects our body, but it affects how our mind thinks, okay? So the fork symbol did not really show up in this section. It's like half a little bit right here, you could say, because it's right on top of the leaf and the line is right there. But it was more in the, it was more in the relationships and love section. So there could be like a really, really, not everything's falling. Hold on. There we go. It could be a really, really small part here, like clearing energy with the fork, the little bit that's in this section could be like, are we eating the right things? Are the things that we are eating clearing our body? Are the things we eating helping clear our mind? But it's pretty small there. Okay, so maybe you already have that covered, or it's not such a big emphasis this month. Okay, now I also want to talk about these things right here too. So we have underneath the Cupid, okay, we've got the masculine energy symbol, okay, of the dog ankle bone. We have the human teeth bone on top of the feminine energy symbol. So very interesting here, Scorpio. It's like there could be this masculine energy from a loved one that has passed on that wants to help bring in more flexibility within your body. Oh, it could be also in the mind, but it feels like it's more laying on the word body. Okay. This masculine energy from a person that's passed on, or if it's not an actual person that's passed on, it could just be, again, your angels, guardians, spiritual team. There could be a real sense here of needing to be by water, okay? Whether it's a water fountain, a lake, a river, the ocean, and how that can help heal the mental stuff too. I can't remember, I always get it confused, but I think the ocean emits negative ions, even though it's the word negative, it's actually negative ions are good for us. Positive ions come from all the electronics, so and that kind of stuff. So they say that going by the ocean is really healing for our mind and our body. So it could be some emphasis on that as well. Okay. Now, to go back this way a little bit, Scorpio, there is a feminine energy on the other side. And when we talk about feminine energy, we could talk about it is a more receiving energy. And we're not talking about gender or someone's a man or a woman, where we all have masculine and feminine inside of us. So this receiving energy could be showing up more in the body, and maybe that is part of that flexibility that needs to come in there. So that could be a lot of different things, right? That could be like focusing for some people, depending on how old they are, what their health is, like taking more supplements or doing yoga and stretching more, being more flexible, whatever that means, or being more soft or receiving energy within the body here. Okay. All right, now let's go over this way and pull out a little bit again so you can see more what's outside the mat. So here we're going to go into now the spiritual unconscious quadrant, and we see all the way out here we do have the little cloud. Okay, so this could be saying here, Scorpio, that in the past there was possibly some type of confusion, like in your spirituality, or confusion in your unconscious, subconscious area. If it's not you, Scorpio, it could be someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation. But whatever it is, it's past, okay? And now if there was confusion in these areas, this could also have been almost like a motivator here, because with the spider and the spider web, with the coyote claw here, and then the ship anchor, excuse me, there could be like basically this striving for spiritual unconscious environment with the spider and the spider web. So what's my spiritual environment? So it doesn't have to be, even though we see the cross here on the mat, you don't have to be religious. You can be spiritual. Being spiritual and religious is different. When I talk about the spiritual, let me move the little charm here. If we take away the spiritual, right, it's spirit. That's you, your spirit, your individual spirit. So what is my deep down in my gut and my roots at the end of the day and the beginning of the day? What does my spirit want? What does my unconscious want when I don't have to think about things and they just come naturally? What does that side of me want? Okay. And how can I have more freedom there and safety? Okay. Because we have the ship anchor here. So we drop the anchor when we need to stop and feel safe, and we pick the anchor up when we need to go. All right. Now also here with this other charm, we've got Leo, the lion here. Okay. So this could have something to do with a person who's a Leo or has a lot of Leo in your chart, or you do somewhere. It could be referencing Leo season of this year, of last year, of next year, or it has nothing to do with Leo zodiac at all. It could just be talking about bringing more passion and creativity and courage and being in the spotlight, spiritually or unconsciously. Like, what is spirit, your spirit guides, right? Trying to tell you, what are they trying to put on the spotlight for you to think about, like deep in your subconscious, unconscious. Okay. Now we have the water charm over here, Scorpio. So water and emotions definitely, of course, are much felt more deeper when we're talking about the spiritual unconscious. So it kind of makes sense that that's showing up here. Okay. We also have the symbol for Pisces over here, and Scorpio, depending on where you have Scorpio in your chart, another water sign here. So it could be referencing, just like Leo, it could be referencing a person who's a Pisces, something about Pisces season of this year, of last year, of next year, or even Pisces in your chart. Or it could be none of those things, and it's just talking about needing to go with the flow more here. Okay. Trusting your emotions, your subconscious, unconscious. Okay. Because remember, we talked about before here, you have right on the line between these two sections, between body and mental and spiritual and conscious. You have the freedom cuffs, handcuffs, and you've got the hummingbird. Okay. So it's like, how can I find more justice and more freedom in my spiritual life, right? Am I devoting enough time to those things? How can I feel spiritually free? It could just be different for everybody, since it's a general reading. Again, religion and spirituality don't always go hand in hand. They're separate things. Now, with the hummingbird here, this is like, what can I do or already do spiritually and consciously that I'm naturally good at or feels natural to me? And how can I do more of that and go more with the flow? Because it's almost like really cool. I don't know if I've seen this before, but the hummingbird is like, I'm going to go swim with these fish, right? He's like touching and going along in that kind of flow there. Okay. I also see here with the listening bells, Scorpio, that throughout the month of July, you could be hearing and listening for more spiritual unconscious signs, okay, from your spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, etc., whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's different for everybody, how you feel comfortable, but hopefully that made sense and you know like what I'm referring to here. Okay. All right. Now as we pull back out here, Scorpio, and hopefully it'll focus. There we go. We've got quite a few things going on outside the mat for your work and money section this month. You see where the dotted lines are. You can just pretend that they keep going out. And so basically we start over here. We've got the buckeye here, the skeleton hand, one of the other seashells. Okay. And then we have the raccoon penis bone that's leading into another one. Okay. We also have, just so you can see what it is, this is one of the other skulls here. Hopefully it'll focus. There we go. So when we see a skull in the reading, where it goes can tell us where our mind is at. Okay. So again, here, Scorpio, throughout the month, your first skull was in the relationships and love section. Okay. And then your second skull over here is in work and money. Okay. So it could be you thinking a lot about these things, or someone you're dealing with, multiple people, general environment situation. Okay. But it says literally, where's your head at? Where's your skull at? They're here and here. Okay. Um, so it's like your ancestors, your spiritual team with the skeleton hand here, another symbol for that besides the coffin for me, wants to bring you all this money and abundance with the buckeye here. If it's not about work or money, they want to bring you the feeling, the sense of feeling valued about something here. Okay. They could also really want you to be listening for opportunities, okay, or following the feminine energy, the receiving energy with these two seashells here, okay? Because when we have the masculine energy here in the raccoon penis bone, it's about, manifesting things in the 3D physical world, because we're talking about work and money too, or being valued. And that is one of the stereotypes of being more aggressive, right? But it's a stereotype because it's true. Again, we all have masculine and feminine, but it's like double masculine because both of the raccoon penis bones are touching each other. Okay, so if there was more of a balance between masculine and feminine in the past, okay, because it's falling outside the map but still in that section, it could be saying here, to yes, the masculine energy is good for manifesting things in the 3D, like with this claw attached to it, okay? But over here with this seashell, it's like there's also a need to listen for opportunity and listen to what are the things that we wish for. Because this seashell is ending at the end of, sorry, this turkey bone right here. On the other side, though, we have the scissors, okay, here, Scorpio, and then we have the snake vertebrae. So there could be like the things that you wished for or someone else, okay, here, in terms of work and money or being valued, maybe are different after you hear something. Or if there's an opportunity that you hear or someone hears about, then it could change what you wish for, right? Or what someone else wishes for, or the work environment or the company or whatever it is. It could also be that there is some type of support system because it's the scissors are leaning against the snake vertebrae. The vertebrae are back. That's our support system. Some kind of support system that maybe needs to be cut away to make the wishes come in faster. Okay, maybe we don't need the support we needed to before, or maybe they're not actually support and they're masking as support. Okay, I say that not for everybody, but I say that because over here, this way, Scorpio, we have the cat's eye. When we see the cat's eye, it's something we're not seeing clearly, okay? And it fell in work and money section, and it kind of is on part of the money symbol that's drawn on the map, okay? There's a constrictive energy and a need to breathe more about this thing that we're not seeing in terms of work or money or being valued in some way, because we also have the snake rib bone going on top of it. And remember, it's also going over back to the relationships and love. But what we're not seeing is definitely more in the work and money section. It's really not all at all in the relationships and love, okay? So maybe cutting away some old support system that maybe is different now, or you didn't see something clearly, or you're still not seeing something clearly about some kind of work support or money situation that maybe is blocking what you're wishing for now or what you were wishing for before. It could be different for everybody, right? Since it's general reading, but really listening for opportunities and how can what we wish for in work and money go together more, okay? It could be something to do with Libra energy. We have the symbol for Libra. So you'd be a Libra, could be talking about Libra season, Libra in your chart, where you have Libra in your chart. Or it's none of those things, and it's just talking about bringing more balance, more fairness, more justice, more equal give and take in a money and work situation. Excuse me, okay, water. All right, hold on, guys. Okay, allergies. All right. Over here, we forgot to talk about the symbol for Capricorn, right? So I love that it fell on the money word here, Scorpio. So Capricorn could be dealing with a Capricorn season, Capricorn your chart, all those things. But it's mainly about having flexibility and the amount of effort we put into something. Okay, so I feel like you could be working, or someone here, or multiple people, general environment situation could be working really hard for the money this month, right? Um, because it's showing up here, or there's a flexibility along with working hard that's showing up here. So I definitely like that there for you, Scorpio. Over on this section over here too, I don't know if I mentioned already, but you got the 4-leaf clover. So even though I believe I should have put it back earlier because now I can't remember exactly where it was. I think, oh, I gotta look at the picture. Yes, it was going like this. Okay, so even though your lucky rabbit's foot was leaning against the head here, and it was mainly in relationships and love and body and mental health, you still have good luck here in work as well. Okay, it may not be as much as that, but it's still good luck here. Okay, because it's close to the clearing, the more that you can clear away stuff that no longer works for you money wise, or clear stuff away that doesn't resonate with you anymore with what you do for work, the more good luck you're going to bring in. Okay, you got another symbol here for good luck. So we've got the horseshoe, and inside is the ladybug. So definitely good luck here, right? And I love that it's sitting on top of the doves. So this is talking about a peaceful energy. The more that we can clear away stuff and bring in a peaceful energy and a calm energy with work and money, and just a hard working calm energy, that this is going to bring us even more good luck here, Scorpio. All right, so that is kind of what I see here for you for July. So as always, thank you so much for your views, your likes, your shares on YouTube, and eventually on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the things. I really appreciate it, since I am doing these readings for free, whatever you feel guided to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the camera back up here, and we're going to clear the energy and move on to Sagittarius is next. Okay, so just be patient with me for 1 second here, guys. Refocus the camera. There we go. Hopefully it's focused now. I think it is. Yes. Okay. So let's put everything back. We'll do a little incense and Palo Santo or something, and clear the previous energy. And then we'll go ahead and to Sagittarius, as I like to say. I am a sun sign Sag. I think my Mercury's in Sag. So if you've seen me before and you know anything about Sagittarius, you'll be like, yeah, she does talk like that. Or with a lot of emphasis on Sag traits. Yes, that is me. All right, so anyway, again, I hope everyone's doing well. I did take a little 2-month break recently, so I'm happy to be back with the readings and everything. So thank you guys, as always, for your understanding and patience, all that good stuff. All right, so let's make sure we get all the bones and charms back in here. Cover them up for a moment. Give it some crystal action. Yes, yes. Okay, so do a little Palo Santo here once I get the lighter going. Clear the energy. We're going to do a little sound bell as well to help clear the energy. Yeah, I don't want to burn myself because this Palo Santo is very, very tiny. But it is still good, right? It's doing its thing. I don't want to light a whole incense stick because my allergies are bothering me, so Just doing a little bit here. So you also clear energy with an intention and with sound. So some people, if you can't do smoke, then you don't worry about it, right? Just give me 1 second, guys, here. Okay. So, oh, I got all this ash on my fingers, but that's okay. Yes, let's do our sound bell here for Sagittarius. All right. So if it's loud, it's going to just be for a few moments. You can turn it down if you're sensitive to sound, or listening with headphones or something. But anyway, this helps clear the energy for myself and for the bones and charms. And if you want to take a couple of deep breaths for you, you can do that as well if you feel guided. All right, so this is going to be for Sagittarius for July 2024. All right. Let's see what we have coming up for you for Sagittarius for July 2024. I'm just getting ash everywhere. That's okay. A little ash never hurt nobody. All right. When I shake the bones and charms, they will be loud as well. So just bear with me. It won't be forever. All right. Thank you, guys. Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for fire sign Sagittarius for July 2024 for their highest good. Messages for Sagittarius for their highest vibration for July 2024. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, spirits guide my hands. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. For Sagittarius for July 2024. For July 2024. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. For Sagittarius. For July 2024, where they need to see, where they need to know. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius for July 2024 for their highest good. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius for July 2024. Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius for July 2024. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Oh, all right. Ooh, that was a lot, Saggy. Okay. It was like, trying to think of the way to describe it. I don't know. It felt more fiery. I don't know. We went from water to fire, so that kind of makes sense. I'm just going to go ahead and flip over some of the charms that I can so you can see them more clearly when we take the camera off and get closer. Yeah. Very gentle. Operation. Did you guys ever play that game, Operation? I don't know. It's a long time ago, but you had to like do the operating on the little guy, and it was very delicate surgery, and I feel like I do that when I'm doing the bones and charms. Okay, for the smaller pieces anyway. Let's go that way. Okay. Well, shit. There we go. Okay, I feel like that's good enough. Majority of them we can see. So let's go ahead, Sagittarius, and take a picture, and then we'll get started, and I'll take the camera down so we can see all the bones and charms more clearly. All right, so I will be uploading that picture once the live is done onto my Facebook. I have all the details, we'll have the details in the description box below later if you're watching the live. All right. But anyway, let's take the camera down. So basically all you have to do is, to see the picture, you go to Malessea Magic Light, which is my name and my channel, and then once you see this video posted, the picture will be underneath the video in the comments. All right, so let's see here, Sagittarius, and we'll turn that down. We don't need commercials. Okay, so when I was doing the shaking or the shuffling of the bones and charms, I definitely felt a lot of energy here. Okay, so it looks like the majority fell in your body and mental health section, and also in your relationships and love. You got a couple stuff in some of the others and a few on the outside, but a lot, really, I would say the majority is in the body and mental health. So that could be emphasis throughout the month here. Sagittarius, let me flip that one. Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm being like nitpicky with it now. Yeah, let me stop before I get excited. Okay. Let me first hover my hands over and see where Spirit wants me to start this reading, and then we'll talk about what's in the center before we go out. But let me just take a few moments here. Thank you guys for your patience. Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this reading? Spirit, guide my hands. Okay. It took me like right here. So it really felt like the hottest point actually is where the nutmeg is here. Interesting. So I'll start there and kind of go up and outwards. All right. But yes, we will start there. Okay, let me get closer here and just give the camera a second. It will hopefully focus better in just a moment. If I can hold one hand still and one with the pen. Okay. So this is the relationships and love quadrant or section here, Sagittarius. So where you see the dotted lines is where they go into the next quadrant. Okay, but basically with nutmegs can talk about money and abundance in all forms. So because it's in your relationships and love quadrant, and it's further out on the mat, it didn't go all the way out, but it's a little further back than the stuff closer to the center, right? So it could be that in the recent past, there was a lot of emphasis here on how to make your relationships within all forms of relationships, romantic love, platonic love with friends and family, and self-love, how to make them more abundant. Okay, if you also see the turkey wishbone here, we could call these the turkey legs, right? So the turkey legs, what falls inside of it, and then directly across from it is the nutmeg. All right, so again, maybe wishing for more abundant relationships with self and others. Okay, so I want to see what else is inside this turkey wishbone here. We've got one of the raccoon penis bones is going inside. We also have another penis bone, that's the coyote penis bone right there. And then we also have part of the snake rib bone coming in here. So first off, we have double masculine energy here, Sagittarius. So something to do with manifesting in a more aggressive masculine way. We all have masculine and feminine side of us, right? Everybody calm down. We're not talking about gender, we're talking about some kind of energy. So masculine energy. And there could have been, or still is, um, a need to breathe through this masculine energy because there's so much here. So it's like if in the recent past or still currently going on, Sagittarius, with relationships, wanting to manifest more abundant relationships, being more aggressive, and you even see the word love is upside down, it's underneath on the mat, it's still falling in that turkey wishbone energy there. So perhaps there's a need to slow down a little bit and breathe more here with the snake rib bone here as well. There could also be a need for, let me turn it this camera that way, some flexibility in some type of knowledge that we receive throughout the month here, Sagittarius, or you give to someone else, whatever it is, vice versa, etc. Because this is actually the book charm. Okay, I'm just going to flip it over. So it's touching the dog ankle bone. That's the flexibility. All right. So because the turkey wishbone is also touching the tail end of another raccoon penis bone, and then the dog ankle bone, it's like masculine energy, masculine energy, masculine energy. So again, a lot of masculine energy, needing to slow down, breathe with that faster masculine energy. If it is fast, it could be slow, but it feels more fast. And slow down and really review some information here, or someone else needs to, etc. Main thing we see though too, Sagittarius, if we look at from more of the top angle again, a lot of good luck here. Majority of all your good luck is in relationships quadrant. The other part is in the money quadrant, right? If you follow those dotted lines, that's where the sections separate. Okay, so lots of good luck here, and really cool here too, Sagittarius, your symbol is right here, and it's right on the relationships word, okay, on the mat. So could have something to do also not just with another Sagittarius, or where you have Sagittarius in your chart, or Sagittarius season of this year, of last year, or even next year. It could just be the general characteristics of Sagittarius. So finding a target, okay, with our goals, dreams, and aspirations for the future about how we relate to ourselves and others, finding a target, pulling back the arrow and letting it go. So what are our relationship goals, aspirations, and plans for the future? Because there's all this beautiful good luck around it. I see a double listening energy here. The listening bells are on top of one of the seashells. Okay, so there's a real suggestion here, Sagittarius, to maybe listen more in relationships, or someone else needs to listen more to you. Take it how it may resonate. Okay, but we also see here, Sagittarius, I'm going to move. Really, Nefertiti? I don't think so. Get out of here. Get. You had to show up in the Sagittarius reading. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Had to show you the ridiculousness. She's like, I'll just walk right through your bones and charms. No, you won't. Okay. Nefertiti. It's not dinner time quite yet. So, where was I? I was going to move this Sagittarius. We're going to move and pull back your lucky rabbit's foot. All the good luck in the relationships area we talked about. Underneath it, we have your honeybee, and we've got the rope here, okay? So there could also be flexibility that is needed around teamwork in relationships with ourselves and others, right? The honeybee, the hive works together, excuse me, for the queen bee, so teamwork. If it's not teamwork, or in addition to teamwork, it could also be talking about our individual power. If each honeybee quit their job, there would be no honey for the queen bee, okay? So finding the flexibility with teamwork and with individual power in relationships, all right? And how that flexibility can show up over time in your relationships, or how you want it to show up over time in your relationships with the rope symbol here, okay? I do see here, Sagittarius, that your ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, whatever you want to call it, are really helping you in this relationship area in your life throughout the month of July. Because I believe the coffin, this is so cool. I haven't seen this before in a while. You've got the angel coin, the coffin underneath, and the other angel coin that's saying no, right? But they're all from your spirit team. So angels, guardian angels, past on loved ones, friends with the coffin, and then more angels. And then over here, we also have the skeleton hand. So it's like spiritual, 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 spiritual. And three of them are in can't even see where that line is. Well, four, yeah, four of them because it's underneath that coin. So four of them are in your relationship and love's quadrant section. So heavy, heavy spiritual team wanting to help you here within your relationships. There may be one relationship in particular or multiple that perhaps your spiritual team is coming in and saying no, something about that relationship. Um, Again, be romantic, platonic with friends and family, or even self love. Whatever it is, can be different for everybody since it's a general reading. But a lot of people may see this and say, oh, that looks like a scary angel, but it's still an angel. And I've been talking about, when I talk about this coin and it's on the no side, that it can be like rejection is God's protection. So this could be someone else saying no to you, or you're saying no to someone else, okay? Especially with Cupid underneath. But it could be any one of those relationships or multiple. It kind of just depends. But whatever this relationship is, if it's one or more, it does affect your environment in your relationships, but also in um, your body and mental health. Because part of the spider web is still here in relationships and love, and the majority goes into body and mental health. So it could be that this no, whatever this is, it's again, it's like a no, but it's a protective no, okay? And it also has something to do with your individual power here, because there's your other honeybee on top of the fish, and they're touching one of the human teeth bones. So this could be something that you've been thinking about for some time here, Sagittarius, or someone else has, or multiple people, general environment situation. There's a lot of cleansing energy with this no within the environment, within the individual power and charity and prosperity. There's a cleansing energy that's happening. That could have something to do with fall season, but it doesn't have to be. It could also just be the dead leaves fall away, so we make room for new ones. But there's something here also about the details of this cleansing, or the details during fall season of this year, of last year, even next year, right? But there's details there. Definitely the cleansing details. Okay, Spirit's putting emphasis on that for sure. Um, Now over here with the mountain symbol, if there was challenges in the recent past and still a little bit currently going on, since it's showing up here, spirit team, right, wants you to be like, well, what am I naturally good at in terms of my relationships with myself and others, with the hummingbird here, and how can I use that to help with my challenges, and use that to help with the details, and also use that to help my mental health, because then your other skull is showing up here, and that's in the body and mental health section. But it, right, everything all relates. So yeah. But I do feel like you are listening, or someone else is listening, um, and thinking about all these things, okay? Or you're going to be listening to your spiritual team even more, okay? But I see it as good stuff here, Sagittarius. So since we're already in this other section, or started to, let's go ahead and go upwards and follow that. All right, I'm gonna pull back here and put your little good luck kind of where it was before. All right, it was something like that. It wasn't exact, but that's why we take pictures. Okay, so we have some feminine energy showing up here, Sagittarius, in the outside of the quadrant, in the past energy. We've got one of your human teeth bones is over here. We also have the elephant, and hopefully the camera will focus in just a second. Sometimes it just takes time. Is it gonna focus? Okay, there we go. All right, so there's this feminine energy that's in the past. It could have something to do with memories of this feminine energy or dealing with a feminine energy that you or someone else had been thinking a lot about in terms of your body and mental health, because that's the section we're in now. These memories could also have something to do with diet, because we have the corn right near the tooth. So what are we physically eating? What are we mentally eating? And how does that affect everything else within our health? I see that with the Saturn symbol here, let me get a little closer, on top of the safety pin, Sagittarius, it could be saying needing to get more disciplined or more stern, stricter energy with our safety. So safety, being safe with your body, being safe with your mental health. Something about needing more peaceful energy here, okay? Because you have the peace doves on the other side. And then really closely too, we've got the balance scale. So needing more balance within the body and mental to bring in more safety, to bring in more peaceful energy. How can we be more focused and like stern in those, reaching for those things, okay? I also see with the star here and the mermaid, like trying to find our North Star. That's something that maybe some of you Sagittarius have been doing for quite some time, or even if you're not a sun sign Sag, wherever you have Sag in your chart, that could be something you've been thinking about for a while, okay? Sagittarius energy, when it wants to be, in terms of like exercise, and even diet too, can be very, once they're in it, okay? They can be very competitive with themselves and others. So if you think of Sagittarius energy, it's also the centaur, right? So it's half man, half horse. So there's something there about that, wishing for a long time maybe to have more balance within the body and mental. Because when you get into it, Sagittarius, you can really get into it. But it has to be, your choice, of course. No one else can force you to do that. And different things, during our life are going to have different times when we have to do that or when we want to do that. Okay. Anyway, so going back this way though, Sagittarius, this balance too, forgot to say, could have something to do with Libra energy, but it doesn't have to be during Libra season. But it's like this balance, this peaceful energy and this safety energy that needs more of this sterner, organized, disciplined energy around striving for those things is like a big piece of the puzzle to your freedom here, okay, with the freedom cuffs. The other part of the piece of the puzzle could be cutting something else away. It could be like cutting away the stuff that more starts on this side. So I'm going to go this way and then go back around, because that's kind of what they're telling me to do. The Spirit's telling me to do. So here we have wish charm, okay? So it's like wishing for answers to questions. Question and answers are right next to each other. It usually never happens. Having a balance between the questions and the answers give us more freedom, more happiness. There could be a friend here or group of friends that either has a child or has this youthful kind of childlike energy that's going to help you cut away things to bring in more of that balance, more peaceful energy. So yeah, that makes more sense when I read it that way, okay? Now going back this way here, Sagittarius, that's where one of your skulls is showed up in the reading, right? So where's your head? It's literally telling us that in the month of July, Your head is mainly in the body and mental health quadrant, and then the other one is over there in spiritual unconscious. Okay, so it could be like two things to kind of pay attention to. So here we see Sagittarius. Underneath the head is the feather. So you're thinking a lot about clearing and cleansing. How can I have a clear body? How can I have a clear mind, right? So really thinking about how can I go slow with these changes that I've been thinking about, and how can I, rely on possibly my leadership qualities to be a good example to others with the apple here, but also how, if there is a teacher, mentor, spiritual guru, guide that can help me with this. And that's so pretty, right? Because here, Sagittarius, we see the apple is touching the butterfly. So how can this person or these leadership qualities within myself help my transformation? And the butterfly is like flying through here, the clouds, and then there's the bicycle. So the butterfly, we imagine the transformation helps get rid of the confusion in the clouds. And it's like, we think of both of these things are, or, well, let me say it, not fast, but both these things are movement. That's what I was trying to say. So butterfly flaps its wings, it's movement. We get on the bike, it moves, it's movement. Okay. So movement here in general, whether it's physical movement and mental movement, is going to get rid of confusion and help facilitate the transformation here, Sagittarius. Okay. And get rid of any stagnant energy over here with the lock. All right. Now I want to see what else is underneath here, because there's a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and move this alligator claw. Oh, here we go. There, now you can see it. That was leaning against the head. Okay. All right. So what we have underneath is the seahorse. Oh, let me just kind of flip it around here. Okay, we got the seahorse. We have the envelope charm, and then we have the elephant, and then of course the feather. So all these things were underneath your head, Sagittarius, or touching, or pretty damn close. Okay, so we said thinking about clearing and cleansing within the body and mental health. Also, if there is some type of letter, message, document that comes in that you receive or you give to someone else, multiple people, general environment, situation, how can we go slow with it, chew over it, marinate it? Okay, maybe talk to a teacher, mentor, guide about it if it's health related, right? And it could have something to do with a family or something within the family with the seahorse here. Something about parents or being a parent, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. Very interesting, right? So if it's like a letter, message, document, and we're talking about body and mental health, it could be a note from a doctor or an email, or it has nothing to do with that, and it's like you get a mental note from something you learn or something that comes in about these questions and answers, and the thing that you were wishing for with your health in general and finding more balance there. So it doesn't have to be an actual doctor or anything like that, or actual note, right? So I just wanted to say that. All right, so let me put this back here. Now, all of these things too, because of the way that the alligator claw is laying on top of them, those are the things you're thinking about. Those are the things you're striving for. This is also touching the chair, okay? And that's touching one of the human teeth bones. So the chair, not only, just like the seahorse's family, the chair is home, okay? So all these things being connected to home, whatever our home is, wherever we live, wherever we feel like home, right? This is connected to the spider and the spider web. That's our environment. That's our home environment, okay? Because that's also touching here, Sagittarius, the no coin, half of the no coin, remember, was in love and relationships, half is in body and mental. So there could be something about the home or in a home environment that is saying no, okay? It's going to be different for everybody, right? If we're talking about in the home and the family and we're in body and mental, is your body your home? Is your body your environment? The most first environment before we have other environments, right? It could be like saying no to something you used to eat or something you used to think about. Again, it's going to be different for everybody, but you just have to figure out how it relates back to the physical health and the mental health. Okay, I think there's something under here. That's right. Okay, we'll get two things under there. Okay, so we've got the ship and we've got water and charm. Okay, so the water charm is actually right on top of this figure that's meditating, that's part of the mat for body and mental. It kind of looks like it's in the root chakra, okay, or the sacral chakra. So there could be a message that there needs more water element energy there. If we think of fire sign Sagittarius needing more water, maybe in those areas in particular. Not for everybody, but it's just interesting how it showed up. If we think of these two, though, as water elements too, being by the water is very healing, right? We talked about I think it's negative ions that come from the ocean that help balance out the positive ions from all the electronics. It could be saying that there's like a physical body of water you need to travel to with your body and your mental that will help all of these things. It could say no. It could be saying no to something about travel. No, you can't travel right now, or you can, but nothing about scared energy. We don't do that here. But it's like, no, maybe travel is not the best time yet for this. If it's actually talking about travel because we need to work on the body and mental first. It could be no to, yes, we need some water element energy in our healing process, but maybe not too much. It's going to be different for everybody, okay? There's a little bit like Cupid's foot is like slightly in this section, but it could have moved, so I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that, okay? But here, Sagittarius, I want to go back this way a little bit here too, as we didn't talk about this stuff. A lot of good luck in the mental health section here, because if we move it, there's that guy's head or woman's head or whoever, right? So lots of good luck in the mental health or in the crown chakra, because that's kind of where it was. Now this water vibrations that we saw underneath the no charm, it is then touching the bat, and the bat is touching the money bags, and the money bags is touching Pegasus, the winged horse. So there could be an emphasis here too, or something that they're suggesting, Sagittarius, about vibrations within the body and the mind and how that affects our abundance, whether it's physical money and our finances, or whether it's just being valued in general. So vibrations within the body, teamwork within the body. How can I make my body work together with my mind and my spirit? Even though we're in body and mind quadrant, the next one's spirit, okay? So how can we bring all those things together here, Sagittarius, to bring more freedom and abundance is definitely, something to think about. And I feel like when you do that, or if you've already started that and you can continue to do that, this can bring more confidence too, because it's like just a pin hair away, okay? Or could it bring even more, if it's not confidence, or in addition to confidence, it could also be talking about bring a level of authority or leadership qualities, okay, to help other people with their health, just as a good example. All right, so I like that for you, Sagittarius. So let's keep going over and start your next quadrant here, and I'm gonna flip the skull just so you can see that is where the skull, your other skull, is at. Let me turn that down. Okay, so it fell a little outside the mat, but I'm just gonna put him right side up so you can kind of see him there. He, she, they, there. Okay. But yeah, this is like, again, a lot about body and mental health stuff you're thinking about, and also thinking about a lot of spiritual stuff this month. Okay, so let's get closer here and wait for the camera to focus. I love that your Buckeye landed right here on the spiritual word, Sagittarius. So Buckeye is abundance, all forms of abundance. So you could feel like a lot of spiritual, unconscious, subconscious energy throughout the month. And this could be with the cup here due to a lot of emotions, okay? Um, I feel so happy to see here, Sagittarius, too, that you have the Norse symbol for protection showed up in your spiritual, subconscious, unconscious. So you got a lot of spiritual protection. We know that back here from the first quadrant that you had four spiritual uh, symbols for your spiritual team showing up in relationships and love, and then four also actually showing up in body and mental health too. I just realized that. Yeah, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 also in the body and mental health. All right. So when we go back over here to the spiritual unconscious, we have, oops, there we go. Now you can see me. We have the skeleton hand here. Is majority of it is in the spiritual unconscious, but then like one finger is here, one finger is there. I mean, it laid right in the center. Remember how we started off out here? If we pull all the way back, the center of the mat, whatever falls in there affects all the quadrants too. So you had the coffin, then you had the skeleton hand, you've got the angels, and then I think there is the frog underneath. Let's find out. Yep, there's the frog. Okay. So there is like some big leap of faith here throughout the month, Sagittarius, that you are making or someone else is going to be making, multiple people, general environment situation. But it feels like a spiritual leap of faith that's going to affect multiple areas of your life. And is facilitated by this feminine energy with the seashell here too. Okay, that receiving energy. I'll go back this way, Sagittarius. Underneath the Norse symbol for protection, we have the coyote claw. So really striving for spiritual protection and unconscious. I feel like if you did a lot of homework to get to this point, Sagittarius, it's working, okay? Or it will work because it's here. I feel like with this Pisces energy here too, Pisces being Neptune and the underworld and deals with typically the spiritual unconscious energy and also creative energy, but it's like, yes, going with the flow, feeling the emotions. Two other kind of symbols here that have something to do with water and spirit and unconscious totally makes sense. Water is a conduit for the spiritual unconscious too. I feel again that if the coyote claw is underneath here, then you've got Capricorn energy with the fork. Someone's really been putting an effort into what am I spiritually digesting? What am I unconsciously digesting? Someone has done their homework and the spiritual team is so fucking happy. Sorry to curse, but not really. But you know what I mean? They're so happy. No, I shouldn't have cursed. But anyway, I think it's funny. You should take it that way. If not, then whatever. I'm just, you don't get my sense of humor because, yeah, I didn't mean it in a disrespectful way. So it's like, yeah, they're proud of you. They're protecting you. They've seen the effort that you've been making or are making. They see all the healing here going on with the lizard here. You cut off some lizard's tail, it grows back. Healing symbol, right? They see that you've been doing the spiritual unconscious work for your safety, for dropping your ship anchor and lifting it when you need to go, finding safety, finding freedom in your spiritual world. They also see all the strength, right? We got the Leo symbol here, the lion. So could be that a Leo in your life here, Sagittarius, or where you have Leo in your chart or someone else does, or Leo season of this year, of last year, or even next year, is important here. If it is not talking about Leo in the zodiac and what that can mean, it can just talk about the general characteristics of this lion, right? So strength, courage, passion, creativity, being in the spotlight. It could be here, Sagittarius, because of all this work or effort you've been putting in the spiritual unconscious side of your life, that it's like not only making you stronger, making others stronger if you're leading by example too or something here. It's like they're putting the spotlight on you this month in July, Sagittarius, or even beyond. That's going to be different for everybody. What does it mean to be in the spotlight? It's going to be different for everybody, but I really, really like this Sagittarius, okay? So now let's go to your last quadrant here, Sagittarius. This is the one that has the least amount of bones and charms in it. So I feel like it just means hopefully that there's good stuff going on there and there's not so much of an emphasis on it, okay? So the last quadrant is the work and money. And the main first thing that we see, right, is this raccoon penis bone that's coming from the relationships and love and then going into work and money. And it's almost like the hook of the bone here is like, yeah, I got that money. I'm getting that money, right? Because there's not a lot of stuff happening here. So I feel like you're already getting it here, Sagittarius. Okay. And if it's not about work and money, it could be about just being valued more, whatever that means for you. Okay. I do see that we have this feminine energy that is about listening. Okay. If this was a big seashell and we lifted it up to listen to the ocean, we would hear the ocean. Okay, so it's like listening for work and opportunity, or listening for more, how to get valued more. That's definitely coming in. Listening also for new ideas or ideas in general, coming in with a lightning bolt here, Sagittarius. So it's like double feminine energy, seashells on each side, masculine energy in between. So masculine energy manifesting something in the 3D physical world as far as work, money, finances, values, but then also having the feminine receiving energy. With the angel coin showing up here too, in this quadrant, it doesn't surprise me, right? Because all the things in the center affect all the quadrants and sections. It's like your angels, your ancestors, spiritual team is helping you with these new ideas, perhaps around work and money and how we're being valued or how we could be valued in the future. Okay. So again, there's not a whole lot going on here, but I feel like that's a good thing because there's other areas that need more focus on this month. Okay. So I love that for you, Sagittarius. And let's see here. We're just going to put the camera back up for a second so I can say goodbye to you guys for now. But yes, this is your reading, Sagittarius. And thank you guys so much as always for your likes, for your shares, your subscriptions, all free on YouTube. And once it's eventually on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the things, it's not focusing, but that's okay because I'm not important. I am just a vessel. So the spirit team is like, okay, we don't need to see her. Bye, right? Okay, so that's when I'm going to sign off and say bye. But thank you guys so much. And I will be back tomorrow with the rest of the signs going in order. So tomorrow we'll be starting with Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces, Aries. Right? Yeah, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. No, we already did Taurus. I don't know. The rest of the signs in order, whatever they are. I can't think. They're starting with Capricorn though. All right, guys. So take care. Have a great day or night whenever you see this. And I will see you guys later. All right. Bye.